Hi guys, it's Karen. A brief live video regarding forgiveness. The same as what Neville Goddard taught with revision. Revision is forgiveness. Forgiveness is defined as the state where what you thought happened never really did because it was all imagined. All of it. The people, places, and events and experience was generated by your imagination. Totally, 100%. You are accountable for everything. If you want to learn about revision and forgiveness, you've got to function in that state. This means that you have to see yourself in your brothers, and that your brothers are totally without they're not doing any harm. They never ever did any harm. They cannot do any harm. This is not talking about the form. Hi Juanita, so glad you joined me. Okay. It has nothing to do with what went on, the event in the 3D virtual reality. It's part of the dream. It's a setup. You needed the prop. That was the prop. The content of the experience is what you are forgiving and thinking that the other person did it to you, where you did it yourself. And you had good reason to do that. It was for a healing purpose only. If you take everything in everybody and use them as part of the bridge of instance to your desired result, and it is all good, that's the road to forgiveness. And any kind of manifested form is towards forgiveness. Because you'll manifest the form. Please manifest, guys. Please. You have to as part of the total package. So you manifest. And oops, it's not quite right. You don't kick it. You don't get mad at yourself. You say, okay, it's not right. Give it to my cousin. They think it's perfect. Forgive yourself. Forgive it. It was just a part of the prop of your play. Your content of your consciousness was not pure. And this is what forgiveness and revision take. You need to revise absolutely nothing if your mind is already in the state of purity. But that's a tall call. And we rarely get to that point until we evolve like Neville did. And all the mystics did, and they simply realized, hi Lee, they simply got to the total, complete truth that this reality was an illusion, and that the truth was oneness with God, the Creator, and our brother as one. And our old man ego throws things in there, sin, guilt, fear, abandonment, pain, whatever, mucks it up, and we live that. So what we have to do is we have to go back to the basic, and that is this world is an illusion. All that's real is the qualities of God, and that is love, abundance, harmlessness, acceptance, joy, oneness, peace, harmony. We are here to use the 3-dimension and 4th dimension and beyond to play out the contents of our consciousness in form by having the desires, by projecting or extending, hopefully extending love in form to share with our brothers. And what happens is the ego gets in there and projects sin, guilt, fear. And then we have a duality going on. We're serving two masters. And so don't battle. Do not battle evil. What you want to do is you want to simply be in a state of perfect love and peace and know you are God and be at peace. Look upon all of the disasters as absolutely nothing. Realize that the screeching and squalling you hear in the background is fading away, and you will enter heaven. Now the goal in this is to extend that moment until it's eternal. Meanwhile, we are here working on eliminating the duality of the mind and the feelings of separation from our brothers and God, the Creator. And we do that one step at a time, or perhaps we take leaps. Right now, I'm pretty much leaping. And you will get to that too if you haven't already gotten to that level. And I'm certainly not judging you. It's all good. But let's go back to the key focus, and that's forgiveness. I had an adopted mother, a stepmother, who made Hitler look friendly. German, incredibly German. She'd rather slap you than say good morning. I'm not kidding you. I'm not pumping this up. She really was a badass, okay? And yet I loved her. I truly loved her. And so one day I was planning to go on a trip to visit her and my sister about a couple hours away from Sacramento, where I was living. My sister was living in Paris and pregnant, and our mom went to visit her. And it was Thanksgiving, and Auntie was there also. And I made the commitment to completely forgive my mom. God, was it wonderful. Damn it, she knew it. The moment I walked in the door, she looked at me and said, "Karen Sue, what are you up to?" And she planted her feet. She gave me a big hug, and she said, "Honey, I love you." And that was quite a moment. My sister could not believe it. My mom was not someone to say that. She showed love in her own way. I completely forgave her. She could do no wrong. And she tested me. For 25 years from that point, she tested me. She could do no wrong. And I just simply laughed and loved, accepted, unconditionally accepted her. And she could do no wrong. She did no wrong. In my heart, she was perfect. That's what revision is, taking my imagination of her impurities, which reflected my own self-concept, erasing them, going to the crux of the matter, raising us both up to heaven, and joining with her to the moment my mother, in this experience, breathed her last breath. I loved her and accepted her unconditionally, and she knew that when she passed. And I still communicate with her. I had another incident where I forgave my ex. That was a biggie. My current SP helped me. Don't ask me how. It was done through love, and love cannot be explained. But Daniel's love enabled me to fulfill the commitment that I made to my ex in this life. And that is to forgive him. And in the dream state, the sleeping dream state, I surrounded him. He's a big man. I couldn't put my arms completely around him, but my head was resting on his rib cage. He's very tall, 6'4", and I completely gave him unconditional love and acceptance and forgiveness. And I woke up from that, and I said, "Thank you, Daniel, for helping me with this." And I thanked him. This does not mean that things against the law are not taken and addressed using the justice system. And I use the justice system in a higher realm. That doesn't mean that it's okay for someone to hit you. You do your best to step back from harm. You extricate yourself, which I did, from my marriage twice. And you do not become a punching bag. You don't become a doormat. You don't sacrifice yourself for love. Sacrifices of the ego. Plain and simple. You sacrifice your ego, not yourself, and people get that mixed up. Now, hi Valerie, hi Danette, hi Freddie, Karen. Leah Kleiner said, "Karen, after so many decades of doing this work, how long do these moments usually last for you?" The longest was 2 weeks. Wherever I went, the angels sang, not just for me, but for everybody around me. People turned my way and smiled. There were no arguments around me. There was no complaining around me. Everyone was harmony and peace and love for each other and themselves. 2 weeks. And that was worth the time that I waited. And time is an illusion anyhow. Sin, guilt, fear equal past, present, not the moment and now, present and future. So time is a construct of the ego. It is not a creation of God. It's all now. It's all eternal. And that's why Neville teaches, bring then here, now, and be that now. You are that. You are a healed, whole, complete child of the one creator. The ego pipes in and says, wait a minute. Oh no, let me chime in. Let me bring you back. Let me put the yoke around you again. Let me remind you how many times you stole. Let me remind you of how many times you swore. Well, fuck, I swear all the time. Remind me, or I'm going to remind you of your red ledger. And I've got a long one, by the way. It's all wiped out. Never really happened. And I use that as my magic wand. You better believe it. If I want to revise the day, I said, never really happened. Was it that funny? That was all an illusion. Now that is an incredible eraser, guys. But you do not have to, unless you like to. And who likes to? Go back in reverse and reverse your day. And then after that, which takes 24 hours, then do sats and then get some sleep. No, FTBS, guys. I I stopped that about 2 seconds into it 43 years ago. So there's got to be a better way, and there is. So, revision and forgiveness. Use it in the moment something comes up in your mind as a memory that you construct in the moment, by the way, to support your where you're at the moment. It is not, past is an illusion, okay? The future is an illusion. The present is an illusion. There's only the moment of now, which is eternal and contains forgetting and forgiving. And it's the essence of heaven. You want to continually bring yourself back to the revised moment of now. If I have an altercation with somebody, I send them love, I lift us both up, and I therefore instantly revise it. I don't carry it forward, okay? Forgiveness is the key. If you want to listen to an incredible book on forgiveness, Jerry Jampolsky recorded one on Audible, and he wrote the book. It's available on Kindle and also hardback or paperback. Forgiveness, the greatest healer of all. I highly recommend it. Most of my coaching clients will chime in and say, Karen, you pounded that into me. I've listened to it 3 times. Thank you very much. It works. Jerry lived a life that exemplified forgiveness. And he didn't smokescreen anything. He was not a bliss ninny. He was not a spiritual bliss ninny. God, I think on my top 10, the spiritual bliss ninny is number 1. The positive thinking bliss ninny is number 2. And then the positive thinker is number 3, okay, of what I kick, okay, daily. And if you have a problem with that, talk to the hand. Talk to 2 hands. I could not care less. Forgive me, get over it. So, forgiveness is the key. It is the promise lived in the state of now. You do not even know the fathom of the deepness and darkness of what you need to look at to bring it to the light of forgiveness. You aren't there yet. The ego says, oh yeah, you're all done, okay? Oh gee, you manifested a feather. You're done. Okay, you're in heaven. FTBS. So what you want to do is surrender to being here until the job is totally done. It's going to be many, many, many eons. But meanwhile, enjoy the hell out of the ride. Say, yeehaw! And I do. I have my spurs on, by the way. And I have my jock strap on. So going back to how manifestation works into forgiveness. Unless you manifest, you don't know what there is dwelling in the old man or ego that is waiting, lurking to attack you if you wake up. Manifesting form is waking up. It takes 2 parts to the equation. Number 1, manifesting like a master. I do. I am the Queen of Wands. Look up the meaning of that in Tarot. I am the Queen of Wands. By the way, I do believe in going for anything in the external reality to reflect what you're trying to tell yourself. I do tarot all the time. I do it for my coaching clients. I do it paid, and I love it. I'm very good at it. It's one of the tools I use in my gigantic toolbox. So I'm the Queen of Wands, and all of my coaching students who get read by a reader that is Juanita. She's our tarot reader, and she is a kick-ass tarot reader, and she is totally centered, and she's into Neville. And I love you, Juanita. We all love you, by the way. Anyway, she set me straight. She has kept me grounded during this whole summer where I've been evolving fast in this SP issue that I've got ongoing until death. And I love it. I love her very much. And anyway, manifesting is necessary to the healing of the mind. That's why God gives us desires to manifest, to express, to experience the totality of the consciousness. And we serve two masters. You have to see that. And the art of purely manifesting, purely, is to let go of the monkey mind, okay, the chatterbox, and listen to the voice of God that is quiet, peaceful, and tells you, you are God. You are love, made in love, by love, for love. And that is ongoing. Below all of this raucous shrieking of the ego, what I call the ego, Neville referred to as the old man. It is our false identity. It is the identity that roots itself in separation. And we are caught and snared by it at all times until we break free and raise ourselves and our brothers along with it above the battleground, above the duality. And we stay there as long as we can. And then something happens and knocks us down. So, we think. Make that part of the process of raising up. It's a trick. It's a trick I do. No matter what, I am a child of God, experiencing the expression of my consciousness. And I use Charlie the Chooser to choose once again where my mind wants to dwell. Rich, truth is the eternal moment. Amen. And then Jesus, what is FT? I have no idea. What do you mean? What is FTBS? I can't say that on live video. You can message me and I will tell you. Okay, Christine, hi. Who else joined me? Jesus asked a question. What's my thoughts about the promise? The promise is in Neville's way of experiencing it. He experienced it in deep symbology. That a symbol is a symbol is a symbol, twice removed or thrice removed from reality. The reality is he emerged as Christ. And he ended up leaving this duality and being one with all of us, including God the Father. And he continues on. And it was the ultimate forgiveness. I'm not there yet. I'm going to have a hell of a good time until I do get there. And I don't feel that this reality is wrong or bad. So screw that. And I don't smoke pot, my choice, and I don't drink, except when I'm in Sedona with the gals. And I do have a minimalist diet, which is pure, and that's my choice. Do whatever you want, okay? It's all good, as long as your mind is raised. That's the trick, okay? I teach a course, Thinking Yourself Thin. Message me for the details, and I'll send it to you, and you can join up. It's all about this stuff I'm talking about, and also on all of my other videos. So until Wednesday, or Sunday, I'm going to sign off for now. Wednesday's subject is EIYPO. It's going to be a good one, guys. I love you all. Bye now.